I'm here with Chuck Blasco, the owner of Nordic Waste here in the Twin Ports, and a guy who was instrumental in helping AMSOIL develop this very valuable sales tool. I'm sure many of you are aware of it, the Refuse Hauler Fleet Field Study. Chuck, tell us a little bit about the operation, first of all.
Sure, thank you. Nordic Waste is a startup company within the last 5 years, and we started essentially with one truck, and we've worked our way up now to a 10-truck fleet. And we service the Twin Ports area, which is here in Duluth and Superior, Wisconsin.
So in comparison, this is a small fleet. I also understand, though, that you do have some experience with larger fleets prior to coming here.
Yes, I have. Our company is not what I would consider a large company, but my past experience is, you know, up to over 100 trucks with a large firm.
An operation like this, what are the primary sticking points, if you will, the problems that you in a company like this would primarily want to have solved?
Well, with regard to operationally, it would be the serviceability of our customers. Having a small fleet doesn't allow us to have a lot of spare trucks, or our frontline trucks need to be in the field all the time, you know, with the drivers, et cetera. So, I mean, we have to be out there on a constant basis to provide the service.
Well, Chuck, trucks like this are certainly, needless to say, in a severe service environment. And what are some of the problems that you endure and that you're hoping to help solve?
Well, most people may not know about Duluth, Minnesota, but it is obviously in northern Minnesota where you have a lot of severe cold weather, in addition to the snow, accompanied with, ironically, warm and hot summers. Another thing about Duluth, which is probably a little bit unique for a Midwestern city, is there's a very acute and extreme hillsides. So the trucks are traveling up and down hills, next to valleys, and things like that. So the terrain is actually fairly rigorous. So that's one thing that we have to deal with here.
And the product, of course, that you're using is our 15W40 diesel oil. It's I know you've done some testing with it. What was the company looking for when you developed the test and got going with that?
Well, first and foremost, the most important thing for us is to get started in the morning. Our trucks are outside, parked outside in a truck line, and the drivers come in at a very early hour, and they need to get the trucks and the dependability of the trucks on the road so they can provide the service. The one thing about the AMSOIL products that we're using, particularly the oil, is that it allows the trucks to turn over much more efficiently, and obviously that allows the truck to start. You know, so that's a very important thing to start our day. So,
let's talk a little bit about specifically how AMSOIL products have helped this company's bottom line.
The things that I have seen is, first of all, the number of oil changes because of the increased hours. We went from roughly a 300 to a 1,000 hour interval between oil changes. We have fewer oil changes, so there's less labor. We have one mechanic because of our 10-truck operation, and he has more time to spend on other things because he has fewer oil changes. There's obviously the reduced expense in oil product because we're buying less oil. And then the benefits of the oil that we have found kind of historically is that when oil changes were missed or postponed and hours ran into maybe 300, 400, 500 hours with the organic oils, is that you would lose the viscosity in the oil and there would be more wear and tear on the engine. This oil product does not break down after 1,000 hours. So if we're late by 100 hours or 200 hours, it does not have the same wear and tear on the engine that the other product had.
And of course, these trucks are expensive, so I would imagine it's vitally important to have a premium product and they're protecting them longer as well.
Yes, it is. And in the length of our fleet that we've had, which is the 5 years, we have never had to replace an engine or even any other thing outside of just general repairs.
Well, Nordic Waste has obviously received numerous benefits from our engine oil, just based on the fact that you're extending your maintenance schedule and cutting down on downtime and things like that. But with a garbage truck like this, there are other applications, and specifically the hydraulic application.
Yes, the hydraulic fluid is one that we use in some of our newer trucks. what happens in this severe weather that we have here in Duluth is that the other oils, the other original hydraulic fluid that came with the vehicle would cake up or turn into a butter-like product. It would not push through the system. Obviously, the pumps and whatnot don't get the fluid that it should when it's supposed to operate, and it's hard on the equipment. So what we've done is we've replaced some of those frontline trucks with the AMSOIL hydraulic fluid. Well, I would say that the first thing is a small business, I'm sure that they're worried about cost, and one of the benefits of the AMSOIL product is that we are able to see a savings in a lot of different areas. One is the actual cost of the oil product. There is a savings, and then the maintenance time that our maintenance person spends on doing the actual oil changes versus other things, and because he does other tasks, whether it's welding containers or working on trucks or whatever. So his time is freed up to do other things as opposed to just consistent oil changes. And then again, as I was mentioning earlier, if an oil change is missed, the oil doesn't break down like some of the other oils because the wear and tear, and as a result, the wear and tear is not as severe on the engine.